Okay, I'm going to talk about smart pants for smart people. No, smart pants for smartphones for smart people. Basically, what I'm saying is if you're not smart, you're not going to pay attention to this one. Okay, there's a lot of things that are funny with me, and I finally got, I don't know, I'm getting 5 or 6 pair of my pants modified. And I have these George shorts from Walmart, and I got like I don't know 5 pairs of them. And then I got my proper. The name is a military type of pants that I wear when I go from place to place because you got to wear long pants when you go on a bus because they might have air conditioning up so high you can freeze your butt off, and you need a. Sometimes you need even if you're going to do it a lot, you need some sweatpants that you can put over your pants. Okay, but today people, okay, the smartphone industry, whatever you want to call these guys, are making very dumb phones that dumb people down, and they want you to break them. Okay, so I'm going to show you some things that I don't want you to do that I almost call I would guess I would call it a IQ test. I don't. It's a little hard to do this because I won't turn the. Oh, it's windy. I won't turn the video on and off and cut it off and put music behind it because that means that you don't see all the reality, and it's basically an agenda to manipulate you. Coffee. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, so I right now have a smartphone in this pocket. Okay? And when I see somebody that have their smartphone in their back pocket, or they have a big billfold back here, when I see that smartphone here or a huge billfold back here, what do I think? What does Andy think? He said, oh my gosh. Some people have watched my videos for years and they just are not capable of understanding anything. Okay. The big billfold for sure is the let's get the dumb get dumber, right? Okay. I've been selling secret pockets for years, and you can almost give it as an IQ test because strategy, because IQ is the ability to solve problems. And anybody that doesn't realize that they can get robbed, oh yeah, in other countries. But I used to sell these secret pockets until Amazon, basically, the first year I was selling them, I'm worried the wind's going to blow my tripod over. These tripods are not made for wind. I was selling like 10 a day. I couldn't even get them made as fast as I was doing. Boom, instantly by the next year, China's in competition with me and helped out by Amazon. And then Amazon uses all my advertisement to push it over to them, right? Okay, so these are secret pockets that I put in my pants, but this is not what I'm talking about today. I have all these shorts, okay? And I just put what you want, what you don't want, okay? Let's see if I can show you up close. Maybe I can do it. What you don't want is to be walking around with the smartphone sitting sideways in your pocket, right? That's really just very, very awkward way. So now I have a really long pocket that starts out right here at the joint in my hip where I bend, right? Then the smartphone's here, and I can reach down in here, grab my phone, and because I'm intelligent, I have one of these little things on there, and I can walk around with this. And I don't drop my phone, guys. How many of you drop your phone? What I don't put on is those big rubber things that make it so I can't stick the frickin' phone in my pocket. Then I drop the phone because that rubber thing's too big to put in your pocket, so you can't slide it in your pocket. Therefore, when you try to slide it in there, it bounces off the pocket and falls on the ground. Just everything's made to make sure that you break your phone. But it's called built-in obsolescence, okay? Okay, but strangely, my pants still have a pocket watch pocket. And who's wearing a pocket watch? This is a good place for this is what they call a pocket watch pocket, a little pocket. But I got secret pockets in all my shorts, and the problem is people don't know how to sew. They can't even arrange to get somebody to sew. So I always had trouble selling them because I was always trying to come up with a way where they didn't have to sew. Okay, but inside these pants, I've now sewn an extension. And I'll see if I can isolate this. So that smartphone, let's get it out again. That smartphone, when it goes in, slides into that pocket, right? And it sits at the bottom, and it basically keeps it straight instead of allowing it to do that. Slides into that pocket, stays on. I only need it on one leg because I'm right-handed, okay? And I'm not going to put anything inside my pants pocket with my phone, because if you put your keys, anything you put in there is going to scratch the pantalla, the screen of your smartphone. So don't put anything in there. And you always have, any way you do it, the way you got to create habits. So what you want to do is create a habit of where you put your phone, in your pocket, in your clothes, in your vest. In my vest, I have a vest, I have one pocket. It's always on the right side, it's on the inside. Okay? I create a habit, okay? When I'm in the room, I put it on the floor next to my bed on the floor, okay? And I charge it on the floor because I can't drop it from the floor. This is what we call idiot-proof. Thanks to John Rousseau of Rousseau Concrete, Fort Wayne. He's the one that defined that term, and I 100% agree. Make a system that is idiot-proof. Okay, anybody that puts their phone in their back pocket and gets on a tuk-tuk or any kind of bicycle or car, the thing's just going to fall off. People lose change out of their pockets because if you have jeans, some pants don't have any loose pockets, right? You should always have pants with a loose pocket. That way you can twist it or whatever, and it'll fold back. The ones that are just that, you're going to load up your couch with coins and smartphones, right? But sometimes I think it's just an IQ test, and I'm always trying to devise a IQ test and a strategy test. I've realized because of I think it's Maryland Military College, I haven't really got clear research on this, but 7% of the population, 5% of the 7%, in my opinion, can understand a strategy. And when they didn't buy my smart pockets, and they bought one of them, I knew they didn't understand the idea of a habit, because I have these in every single pair of pants, right? It's a habit. Every single time I get in there, I use my smart. But I have 4 of them in these big, these proper military pants with the cargo pockets, because the cargo pockets are great for getting pickpocket. Okay. I've now realized why they didn't buy the thing, because only 7% of the population can even understand why it makes sense. Does it make any kind of sense why a big fat billfold on the back of your butt is an advertisement to rob you? Oh, I always laugh at the Walmart when people bring out these billfolds and they got this just line of credit cards there. I go, man, you just told me who to rob. But I'm not going to rob people. Okay, smartphones are addictive. Okay, it seems obvious to me, and really, I really want people to use a computer about 85% of the time, and they're only going to use smartphones. So you might as well have a $100 smartphone and a $200 computer. You don't need anything more. Okay, everything after that is, again, you're just buying something to compete with Freud for smoking a cigar, right? You got a little cigar, he's got a big cigar, everybody's got a little cigar. I don't understand, right? It's always about explaining how big your cigar is, right? But smartphones are addictive. Websites are addictive, and I was always thinking about this when I was doing my social network, because there's a point where you want it addictive, And it's the configurations of the smartphone that is addictive. TikTok is radically addictive. Okay, Google, no, YouTube Shorts are radically addictive. Twitter is radically addictive. Then they get you addicted. Then they sell you their story, and they basically weave you down the channel to get you to do exactly what they want to do. Elon Musk just admitted yesterday that the Twitter was just an arm of the U.S. government during the election. And he also said, which was funny, is, well, somebody, I think maybe Bill O'Reilly, 90% of the people working for Twitter are Democrats. Talk about, but he's going to change this. Okay, but placebo. You know what a placebo is? Placebo is when you get a pill that's a sugar pill. Some people need told by the doctor, you will be very healthy if you eat this pill. Okay, that's called a placebo. Okay, but smartphones are called smart as a placebo to tell you that you would be smart if you had one. Therefore, the more you spend on it like a ding-a-ling, the smarter you are. And so I always say, anybody that gets an iPhone for $1,400, I don't know. I guess I don't. I think they had get out of the genetic pool. Okay. Computers are genuinely smart because I can type really fast. I can see a big screen. I can see varied things. I can open up 10 windows. When you're buying a plane ticket on a smartphone, you're just dumb. Okay, I can open up 8, 10, 20 windows with all my possible options. Then I slowly remove all the things except for the possible ticket. Then when I'm trying to buy 2 tickets, I got both windows open. Then I buy the first one, then I buy the second one. How can I explain it? The strategy, I give up. I'm only going to talk to people with a 120 IQ. Anything lower than that, you're walking around with a big billfold on your butt. My dad did this. He walked around with fingernail clippers, and he had long fingernails. I said, well, Dad, why are you carrying those fingernail clippers? My dad was a mathematical genius, so he could take 5 numbers and multiply it times 5 numbers in his head. And guess what? I'm his son, and I'm not going to say more. Okay. But a touch typist, that's what they call it, on a computer is 10 times smarter than a person on a smartphone. You want a big screen TV, but you refuse to have a big screen computer. You understand how silly that is? You want a big screen so you really can see what's going on and you really understand it, but you're not really adapting and thinking, I need a big screen. So they get these Apple iPads because they can't type. Anybody that gets one of these things, they can't type. There's no need to require yourself to be smart. Everybody has a right to be as dumb as a brick. And I'm really glad that my social network is closed because now I don't have to be nice to people that are dumb as a brick. Okay, how do I use a smartphone? Now, again, I'm talking about smart pants for smartphones for smart people. So again, what am I doing? I put this phone in this pocket, and then it goes down into the pocket. I'll try to show you close. Because now that we talked about it, it sits straight on the leg. It sits straight on the front of your leg. I often want a pocket on the inside of my leg so I can put airplane tickets in there. I really would love to make some travel pants that actually make sense. Why do military pants have zippers? Now, I mean, they don't have zippers. I think they do now. The modern ones have zippers, but that's just the pants industry making the military stupid. You have buttons on military pants because you can replace them and you can repair them in the field. I have buttons on my travel pants because I can keep repairing them. If the zipper on these stupid pants breaks, I really have to throw them away, okay? But with anybody that has those zip-off legs, I always consider this the ultimate laziness, stupidness. Who wants to, it's just not a needed, okay? It's just basically, it's signaling to everybody that you're a tourist and you're to be robbed. You want to hide in plain sight. Okay, but what do I mainly use my smartphone for? I use it on Google Translate, And I type only I voice type. I almost always voice type. I never hardly ever type something in. I correct it. I use Google search. What I do the most is collect notes. I'm now using AI on it, but then when I do that, I copy the thing and I go to my email, Yahoo email, and email the results to myself, because there's just no way to file things on a smartphone that's even slightly easy. I do not watch YouTube much or movies. I do read books on my smartphone, but that's not connected to the internet. I don't like to read books on my smartphone because I use a FB reader, but I always have one there just in case I'm bored, right? If I'm sitting in a line, and when you're getting really freaking angry sitting in the line, that's kindergarten, right? That's what kindergartners do. Guess what? You can read a book, but if you can't read a book, I don't know. You watch TikTok, right? So if somebody's watching TikTok, I know what to think, right? Hey, it's a TikTok brain. It's a Google, YouTube short. I make these YouTube shorts just because I'm going to make one of them and it's going to get like 1 million views and I'm going to get subscribers. Subscribe to my channel. I'm supposed to tell you that because if I don't tell you, I don't give you a prompt. But I think the smarter people would do it automatically, right? Because they know that what they're doing is trying to find smart people. Okay. There's been various studies to talk about the value of what you want your children to do is you want them to learn to touch type and voice type. I'm serious. In the future, everybody will be just talking to their phone, but you really need to get ahead of the thing. The faster that you can collect information by typing, entering it in by typing or voice typing, and now with this AI thing, the thing will frickin' do the work for you. AI is really quite stupid. It's in direct competition with Bing and Google search, and that's very good, okay? But you're going to see thousands and thousands of content farms where people are mass producing puppy dog articles for the masses, okay? And I've been using AI, and I highly recommend you use it. It seems to be free. It's openai.com. And I don't know, it's really beneficial to my writing because it can do my proofreading. And I'm writing a book right now, so it's really beneficial. But what it's really good at doing is collecting a bulleted list of something. Then it's really woke though. It tells me, I asked a question today. It was really funny. I asked the question, how are leaders trustworthy? And it said, oh, for sure. And I said, are politicians trustworthy? It's for sure. And it went into a detailed bulleted list why leaders are trustworthy. And guess what? They have to be trustworthy with their cadre or their group of people that are in their brain thing. And then they lie to everybody else, okay? I was watching Jordan Peterson talk about self-esteem, and he made a point that nobody has self-esteem. A bully has high self-esteem, which means that self-esteem, the word, don't mean anything. What I do want to do is give people a sense of mastery. When you have a sense of mastery, when you're really good at something, and I'm aspiring to inspire you, okay? I want you to realize that you can live a special life and you can be the hero of your life, as Charles Dickens said, and David Copperfield, and you can change the world. Each one of us can change their stars. And the biggest deal is what is that black guy that worked for Donald Trump? He said that you can be a one-eyed purple thing, but if you have intelligence and knowledge, it'll open any door. I had an Andyism I'm talking about. I'm going to start telling everybody this Andyism if I can find it anymore. But the Andyism is I've always been sort of dyslexic, and I start a sentence, don't finish it. I will spell things wrong, and I do this on purpose. Why? Because when I was young, I was abused for being the smart kid, okay? And I realized that the way to find the kind and gentle and friendly people was to first identify the mean ones, the mocking people. And so what I do as an Andyism is I will leave in things because I want you to think I'm stupid. So I know you somehow exposed to me that you're stupid, that you're defining my intelligence on my spelling. Oh my gosh. That is got to be the most anal way to evaluate. There are people that cannot read. One of my biggest clients ever, Sheldon, couldn't read a word. He said, "Why don't you make fun of me, Andy? Because I can't read." I said, he'd call me up and say, "Come to my office and read this legal document or something, right?" I said, "You're worth like $3 million. You got two businesses that are just cash cows. I would have to be a ding-a-ling to think you're stupid." He said, "It's just another skill." Okay, who gives a crap about that skill? Let's see if I can find this thing on autophagy. I'm making a lot of videos now because I can take these notes on AI and I can create them into a logical manner, and I can stay on track and I don't lose my train of thought. But I don't really care about this because um, let's see, protocols. Maybe it's right here. I wrote a really good thing about an Andyism today. Okay, Andyism. I will constantly, incessantly, never ending, and diligently do awkward things, appear stupid, or use wrong words to see if you want to find the truth or prove me wrong. Okay, people love it when they can prove me wrong, right? And a genius is a seeker, susses out the universal maxims and the obvious truths, and disregards the petty problems. So basically, what I want you to do is extract the wisdom out of anybody, the good things, the intelligent. Everybody is a genius on something. Okay, but if you have it in perfect format, perfect order, with music in the background, what you're going to get is a bunch of people watching your videos that don't have many brains, and that means you're popular, but you're popular with the masses. That doesn't mean anything. Andy, because he does it by design. Okay, let's see. I can't hardly read this. It's hard to see these screens. They really ought to have a computer you can see, like a Paperwhite Kindle, right? I really would love this computer. Then I could be working on the computer in the beach, right? I think the military has these. And disregard the petty problems of humans being inarticulate. Okay, especially Andy, because he does it by design. I do this by design. My girlfriend Tiffany last year kept calling me, what do you call it? I'll think of the word here in a second. But she would use a really nasty movie name. To know Andy does it because it's by design is a strategy to find true genius. A true genius is going to be able to extract the wisdom out of a bunch of chaos, right? And this is the art right now. There is so much chaos. The internet is chaos, and it's meant to attract with clickbait. You know, you're seeing some girl's breasts or things, and I mean, Instagram it's insane because it does not by design strategy. To know, I want to know: is your goal to find truth or a reason to mock somebody? If you're looking to try to figure out how you can mock somebody and push them down, I want to know this. So I'm going to try to be bait. I'm going to basically see if you're really that dumb that you're going to mock me, because I will erase you. I will ghost you. I will cancel you from my life. I actually don't think anybody should be able to be canceled. I don't get it at all. I want to find people who can rise above the petty and discover it's not the noble truths. The fear of being mocked stops a person who wants to be honest from being honest. The fear of being mocked stops an honest person from being honest. Why is that? Well, if they're afraid they're going to say, well, you know, Donald Trump said this, or Joe Biden said this, or Elon Musk said, and they know the person across from them is always mocking these people, they will not be honest and will basically be a people pleaser. But what do? I didn't do it with my members, but I was always wanting to. I will just drop a phrase that I know totally irritates them to repel them. That's why I got an American flag on my backpack, right? It's to repel the Euro trash. Why would I want somebody that's going to be so racist or ethnically against somebody that thing? I tell you I live in a $10 room. I tell you I'm a recovering alcoholic. I, I can guarantee when I say that I'm a recovering alcoholic, I'm going to get hate mail. Why? This person failed at what they did. They're basically a drunk, and they want to try to elevate their thing by being a troll. Okay. I drink Nescafe because I won't waste my time. I got more things to do than spend my whole life trying to make coffee, right? And it actually tastes better than the Guatemalan coffee that is always burned. Okay, these are my secret pockets, and I don't want you to buy them. I want you to ignore them, but I am always laughing because this is the greatest. I have had so many people I know that came to see me, and the minute that I know they don't have secret pockets in all their pants, I know how smart they are, right? Because I am so happy I started writing this book on strategies because I now know they don't have the ability to understand the value of these things because only 7% of the people have the ability to do a strategy. 93% just basically could copy one if they were convinced it was a good idea. It's all sort of fun stuff, guys. But what we want people to do in life is basically identify the really smart people and often do it. When I was selling real estate, people ask me, how do you sell real estate? I said, it's easy. You find somebody that's incredibly successful and you do exactly what they do until you know and finally understand why they do it. And they just couldn't understand that strategy. But we need leaders to be good examples. But when a leader basically says something that is a lie, he removes the ability for trust, right? Don't get me wrong. Donald Trump and Joe Biden both are natural born liars. And I don't think anybody can hardly get elected anymore without basically lying to the public because the lobbyists that give them all that money demand it. We are now a country ran by corporations. Who owns the United States? It's the corporation. It's Amazon. Amazon is Amazon, Google, I don't know. Microsoft sort of let down. They basically realized they were going to get in trouble. Facebook, Amazon, they're the trifecta, right? Amazon's the worst. Okay. Muchas gracias para escuchar de mí. Hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to make one of these 20-minute. The value of a 20-minute or 40-minute video is you can be working at work, and you can put it on, and you can listen to it, and they call it a podcast. And I'm realizing that I would rather be a podcast person than I would to have these short ones. Everybody says make them shorter. That means they're stupid, okay? That means they're a TikTok brain. The smart people will listen to a 2-hour Jordan Peterson video or look at Joe Rogan. He's always making these long videos. Why? Because at work, when the person's supposed to be working, they can be listening to Joe Rogan. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've been traveling nonstop, lived abroad. I've lived abroad for 25 plus years. In March, it'll be 26. In 114 countries. I'm Lake Catalan, one of the best climates on the planet. I have never found a better climate than here. So this means that you don't have to have air conditioning. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to have. Yeah, I mean, it's insane that people don't understand that if you didn't have to pay for air conditioning, you didn't have to pay for heat, you would cut your cost of living down, 25%? And then you can get a room. What's the benefit here? That it's the greatest benefit. This is about 4 or 5 hours from the airport. And that gets rid of all the tourists. Not all of them. Some of them are diligent. But if you want to live abroad, you want to live pretty far from the airport. Because otherwise, you're just going to be surrounded by these TikTok brains. Okay. I hope I insulted Apple, a monopoly, Google, a monopoly. Amazon a monopoly, Facebook a monopoly. We got to bring back our country. And maybe AI can do that because they are going to be in direct competition. On the other side is everybody with no brain is going to learn how to do AI so they can appear intelligent when they're not. Okay, I have to constantly. I write a really good quote, and that freaking AI takes out the bing, the poing, the bazinga out of it. I'm writing a book about my 25 years of travel. Similar, I'm like the proof of the pudding of the chapter economy on Henry David Thoreau. Anybody that's a Henry David Thoreau person, I would really like to interview them. If you're a teacher that, or Ralph Waldo Emerson, or Transcendentalist, I'd really like to interview, and I'm going to really target these people to interview them. And I will research what you concentrate on, and then we'll talk about that. And I will let you do most of the talking. Okay, I'm having a good hair day, right? Hey, I'm over 65. And how old am I? I'm only as old as the women I date. And I hope that irritates the old women. We have to be allowed to let people be who they are. That's freedom of speech, right? When I say I like to date younger women, it just makes sense, doesn't it? I don't want a person with no energy. I weigh people on their energy and the tone of their voice. If there's one advice I can always give you, listen to the tone of voice. It's a windy day here in Lake Atitlan. This is one of the, anybody that wants to come here between now, this is, I don't know, November and January 30th, I can make your life so easy. Come here. There's going to be a group of 5 coming down in January, so you ought to like pay me a couple $100, and I will get you in the mix, and you can live here half as cheap as, for half the price as what you would pay if you did it on your own. Because you guys always think the more you pay, the better the room. That just don't work. The more you pay means the better they are at using Airbnb and Booking.com reservation system. A mom and pop hotel, a boutique hotel, maybe bed and breakfast are the better places to live. The quality of life is better, right? But I'm here and you're not. Why not? Life is good, guys. And I say that trying to get you to realize that if you continually say that, it'll offset these negative voices in your brain. Okay, anybody that wants to get sober, I've been sober for 37 years. Come down and maybe I will beat you to death. I'll send you a case of whiskey so that you hit your bottom. No, I don't want you to come down if you're an alcoholic.